Now at 10, authorities arrest a pair of brothers in connection with a body found along I-44. Plus, a new soybean processing plant in southeast Kansas could soon help grow the local economy. And the Cherokee County Health Department teams up with the EPA to provide soil screening for lead content.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities now say the case of a body found along I-44 earlier this week is a murder investigation and 2 suspects are in custody. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The body was discovered in a ditch along the interstate in Jasper County late Monday afternoon. The victim, 63-year-old Jesse Gilmore from Oklahoma. At the time, authorities were searching for a red Chevy Cobalt they now say belonged to Gilmore. Investigators say they believe Gilmore was killed at the Road Ranger gas station on South Prigmore in Joplin. Deputies say Gilmore was sitting in his car when one suspect approached and shot him in the head. They also say the shooter then took Gilmore's car and dumped his body. The body was found along I-44 less than 2 miles from that gas station. Jasper County authorities say after dumping the body, the suspects drove Gilmore's car and another vehicle to Independence, Missouri. Monday night, the suspect driving the other vehicle was arrested for DWI. On Tuesday, law enforcement in Independence responded to an attempted carjacking. In that incident, authorities say the second suspect shot a woman in the chest. At last report, she was in critical but stable condition. Authorities say the shooter took off but was later caught by Kansas City police responding to another case about a woman who was pistol whipped. The suspects are brothers and illegal immigrants from Honduras. Investigators submitted charges of first-degree murder, armed criminal action, and robbery against one brother to the Jasper County prosecutor. According to the sheriff's office, charges against the other brother are also expected to be filed in that case. Some of us got some thunderstorms tonight. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we had some severe thunderstorms roll through. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings rolled through the region. Things are starting to calm down now, but prior to it, check this out. Record high today, 99 is where we topped out. The record was 98, set way back in 1954, well, almost 20 degrees above where we should be for this time of the year. Still 84 in Joplin, 74 in Pittsburgh. The temperatures vary due to who has seen the showers and thunderstorms, and these storms have been driving into southwestern Missouri. The air mass is much more stable in southwestern Missouri, and that's why they're falling apart. But check out some of these rainfall amounts. Look at this. Areas that are getting the darker green, a little bit of yellow. We're talking 2 upwards of 3 inches of rain. So a lot of areas on the Kansas side picked up some pretty good rainfall amounts. Still a sliver of a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight, but things are starting to calm down. More rain in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
See you soon. A new industry is coming to Cherryvale, Kansas as a grand opening takes place for the Bartlett soybean processing plant. The plant has already created more than 60 new jobs for that facility alone. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly joined other state officials in acknowledging the new industry in the area. The soybean plant is expected to process up to 49 million bushels of soybeans annually, creating products for foods, animal feeds, and renewable energy. Local and state officials say they believe the plant will have a positive economic impact not only on Cherryvale and Montgomery County, but on the entire state.
Whether our farmers, with their guaranteed income that they'll have for every bushel of soybeans they create, with renewable energy and the upcoming projects that we're seeing happen because of this investment, and then seeing our school districts investing in new technology and workforce, it will trickle out into our entire region and really affect the economy of all of southeast Kansas.
The plant officially started processing soybeans today, which they began accepting back in February. The party might be over for one Joplin brick and mortar business. Party City announces it's filed for bankruptcy. Just this morning, signage appeared in the windows advertising 25% off everything. Sources say their final day will be December 4th. Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College is seeing a huge increase in enrollment this semester. Students we spoke with say it's all in the atmosphere. KOAM's Lonnie Walton has that story.
Our first-time freshman class is up higher than it's been in probably 6 or 8 years. So.
NEO Vice President of Student Affairs Amy Ismail says student enrollment is up online and in person. She has a few good theories about why.
Just the environment we have. We're building things, creating resources for our students to help them be successful. I think that has a lot to do with why our returning students are in a higher number this fall. Just providing more support to them.
Freshman Willow Beeler says she comes to Northern because she wants to be a nurse. She credits her father for the inspiration.
My dad was a nurse for a while, basically a nurse, and I was like, oh, okay, he was going for nursing and he dropped out. But I've just been around it so much and I've seen so much, and I just like seeing the difference people make and the difference there is in people's lives.
Although the college doesn't have all the numbers on which programs are the most popular, Ismail says nursing is usually a no-brainer.
Nursing is always a vital program for us. We can only admit so many students annually, but we have a lot of students preparing to get into that program.
They do a lot of good on hands-on activities and stuff. They're just really interactive and stuff.
Reporting in Miami, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Ismail also highlighted some things the school offers students, like online and in-person mental health services. She also mentioned high participation in intramural sports. The Joplin Fire Department is going to get some upgraded equipment courtesy of a grant from Missouri American. The grant was for $1,200, and the department plans to use it for upgrades like a new 3D camera. The camera would be used during scene investigations to help them see what a building looked like before a fire.
Pre-fire plans, so they can go out ahead of time before the fire at big industrial complexes, set the camera up, single point in a parking lot, and it'll shoot a 360-degree picture of that area showing fire protection, fire hydrants, hydrant connections, sprinkler connections, access doors.
He says grants play a big role in helping the fire department make upgrades. The Cherokee County, Kansas Health Department partnered up with the EPA to help people screen for lead in their soil. The screening took place at the Columbus Business and Health Fair. The screening was free of charge and allowed people to understand what contaminants are in their soil and what they can do to reduce the health risks those contaminants create.
But then if we also see that maybe there's some levels of concern, or if you live in Cherokee County and certain Superfund areas, then we're going to suggest that our friends over here at EPA might be able to come out and formally test at your residence.
Experts say lead is their biggest concern due to its impact on the development of young children. Both presidential candidates hit the campaign trail again today. That's coming up, and it's a night of celebration for Freeman Health System nurses in Joplin. Vice President Kamala Harris joined forces with Oprah Winfrey tonight in a star-studded campaign event in the battleground state of Michigan. And former President Donald Trump met with members of the Jewish community in our nation's capital. Reporter Danya Bacchus has the latest from the campaign trail.
Vice President Kamala Harris and Oprah Winfrey took center stage for a campaign event in the battleground state of Michigan.
I am here because I care deeply about the future of our country, and I know that all of you do too.
Organizers say the Unite for America event is aimed at showcasing grassroots supporters and highlighting voter registration. Harris and former President Donald Trump are virtually tied in the state.
What's at stake in terms of fighting against hate and those efforts to divide us? Mm-hmm. And I do know that I'm in a position to do something about it.
Trump campaigned in Washington Thursday night, delivering a keynote address to the Israeli-American Council National Summit.
So 47 days from now, we're going to defeat Kamala Harris. We're going to take back our country, and we're going to, quite simply, make America great again, right?
Meanwhile, Trump says he plans to visit Springfield, Ohio, the town shaken by his campaign's debunked claims about Haitian immigrants there stealing and eating pets.
You may never see me again, but that's okay. Gotta do what I gotta do. Whatever happened to Trump? Well, he never got out of Springfield.
Trump has a Saturday rally set in North Carolina. Harris has campaign stops planned for Friday in swing states Georgia and Wisconsin. Danya Bacchus, CBS News.
Wisconsin began mailing absentee ballots today. Loving Grace held its first ever Path to Peace fundraiser today at Christ Community Church in Joplin. Loving Grace works with young women to provide housing and education opportunities, as well as community resources to help prevent homelessness. Today, the organization shared its success stories with potential donors in order to keep their organization running.
We had a young lady who came to us. Her home life just was not the best home life, and she didn't have good boundaries with her family. She didn't have a good, healthy lifestyle. So while she was with us, she learned how to eat healthy. She learned how to set boundaries with her family. She got a job and learned how to budget her money.
Loving Grace has been serving the Joplin area for the past 10 years and has helped more than 100 women. Freeman Health System hosted its annual nursing gala today. That event celebrates, honors, and acknowledges the work of Freeman nurses. The event also gives Freeman nurses a night to kick back and have some fun, and the gala is a fundraiser for the Freeman Nursing Education Fund.
Freeman just really loves to celebrate their nurses, and that it's a great place to work, and there's so many things that Freeman offers to nurses outside of the workplace.
Since 2016, Freeman has been able to award more than $200,000 in scholarships to Freeman nurses. A little later, Shoal Creek gets prepared to host a celebration of butterflies this weekend.
Plus, after record highs for us today, we have more rain in the forecast, but also some more heat. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, a hot day for us today. Official high 99 degrees, and then we got strong to severe thunderstorms that got going. Most of these were on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side, and then kind of fell apart as they worked in southwestern Missouri. But a good chunk of us got rain. Sadly, not all of us, but a good chunk of us, and we have additional chances for rain as we go through the next several days. All right, it looks good. Here's a nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Still severe thunderstorm watch for another hour and 45 minutes or so. Sliver across southwest Missouri, northeastern Oklahoma, but I'm not expecting much in the way of severe weather from here on out. These storms are winding down. The atmosphere on the Missouri side is a lot more stable than what we saw in Kansas and also into Oklahoma. You can see the radar in motion as they push in southwestern Missouri, just start to fall apart. Still, we have a few clusters from Nevada north toward Rich Hill. Pretty good little thunderstorm across Craig County, just north of Veneta. But again, these guys are strong, right below severe limits, but still we have some thunderstorms in Nevada, east, El Dorado Springs, pushing into west central parts of Missouri. Temperatures vary depending on if you got rain. You got rain, you're in 70s. You didn't, you're sitting mainly into the 80s. 7th and range line, outside 84, southerly winds 5 to 10. It's 84 after 10 o'clock in the middle of September, almost officially fall. All due to this big dome of high pressure. So we're getting these little waves that rotate around it, but this has been giving us the heat and the humidity over the past couple days. Here's our next storm system digging south right around LA, which fits perfectly with the cycling weather pattern that we've seen over the past year. All right, let's go through time. By noon, near 90, we're going to go into the upper 90s again. 97, 98 degrees, slight chance for an isolated thunderstorm. I think most of the evening looks pretty good, but we're going to track some thunderstorms trying to get in here late evening. Hopefully we'll get all of high school football games in. These will drive in and through tomorrow night. Some of those storms could be strong, maybe low grade severe, but again, we'll get some additional rain, which is great. Couple random showers to start the day on Saturday. Saturday afternoon, we heat up mid-90s again, but isolated thunderstorms start popping up in the afternoon. So we're going to have to watch those, and then thunderstorms get going as we get into Saturday night, especially in northern counties, but start advancing a little farther south by Sunday morning. So here's 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. So most of the rain over the next couple days along and north of I-44, but we have additional chances on Sunday. So additional rain just over the next 2.5 days after a lot of areas picked up quite a bit tonight. A lot of areas will pick up a quarter, half an inch, maybe even some heavier amounts than that. Day planner 75 to start, 91 by noon. Hot, humid again, up to 98 degrees. Let's check out some high school football real quick for you. It's going to be hot by kickoff, 92 84 by the fourth quarter. But I do think most games we should be dry, which is good news. All right, 98 on your Friday, 94 Saturday, 90 on Sunday, and then look at this on Monday. High of only 75 degrees.
Yeah, it'll officially be fall by then.
I know.
And it'll feel a bit more like it. Thanks, Doug. Shoal Creek Conservation Area is going to host its Monarch Festival on Saturday. That event honors the migration of the butterfly as well as the creature's impact on the environment as a pollinator. The festival will include activities for all ages.
People are just really drawn to monarch butterflies because they're big, they're stunning, and they have such an interesting life cycle. They travel so far, and that is just so impressive for this little butterfly to be able to do.
The Monarch Festival will coincide with the annual native plant sale. We're going to have more on that plant sale for you tomorrow. Still ahead, Pitt State football previews its upcoming matchup with Washburn. And Chitopa High School football plays its homecoming game against Cunningham. John Dales has those stories and more coming up next.
Pittsburgh State football isn't used to losing, especially at home. The Gorillas lost to Emporia State this Saturday as their first defeat in the jungle since November 2021. But now PSU looks ahead and tries to bounce back this week on the road at Washburn.
Obviously, offensively, we can't turn the ball over. Defensively, I think when we graded it on Sunday, we had 24 missed tackles. So we got to tackle and play much better in space, which is Emporia stresses you. They make you to defend sideline to sideline. So we just did not play well in space. And then on our side of the ball, on defense, the penalties. I think we had 6 penalties as a team, and all of them were on the defensive side. And then obviously special teams, man. We have to make kicks. We can't leave points out on the field, and got to do a much better job of fielding punts as well. That was a huge part of the game, was how they were able to flip the field when our punt return team was out there.
High school football week 3 in Kansas gets started tonight. The KOAM sports team is out at multiple games this evening, and that includes Chitopa. The Hornets are 1-1 in year 2 under head coach Tommy Heatherly. It's homecoming tonight in Chitopa. Hornets take the field and they welcome the Cunningham Wildcats. We start on the opening drive of the game. Will Wegerer floats it over the middle, and it's caught one-handed by Dylan Halderson. He scores the touchdown, and Cunningham leads 8-0 on the road. Wildcats with some momentum. Next Cunningham drive. Wegerer again, all sorts of time to find a receiver. He goes back to Halderson. He reaches across the goal line and scores. Wildcats put another one on the board. They're up 16-0. Hornets look to respond. Lawrence Holt takes a snap, and he fires to Marshall Minor. He gains a first down after surviving a big hit, but next play, Chitopa fumbles the football. Cunningham is on top of it and recovers. Hornets were slow on offense all night until this play. 4th and long, Holt tries to avoid getting sacked, pitches the ball at the very last second, and David Cox picks it up, breaks free of a couple tackles, and he's on his way to the end zone. Chitopa finally gets on the board after Cox runs this in for a touchdown, but that's one of the few highlights of the night for Chitopa. Cunningham wins it 52-6. We were hoping to bring you highlights from Columbus and Colgan tonight as well, but immediately after the opening coin toss there, a 2.5-hour lightning delay takes place. Game can't be postponed until tomorrow because Pittsburgh and Labette County are using Hutchinson Field. So we're just getting towards halftime right now. Colgan leads 21-0. We'll have these highlights tomorrow night, 11:30 p.m. on Fox Press Box. Over at Pryor Field in Fredonia, got the full game in no problem. In that contest, Fredonia wins 21-0 over Blue Stem. Yellow Jackets return a pick 6 on the last play of the game, but it gets called back. They're 2-1 on the year. We've also got football in Missouri tonight. Diamond at home taking on Miller. Lightning got in the way of this one too. Halftime took about an hour. Just before we come on the air, it wraps up. Miller wins it 12-8. Pittsburgh State women's soccer in action this evening. Gorillas down in OKC, taking on Oklahoma City University. PSU wins it 3-1. River Riley, Dana Hobson, and Adriana Delgado, all of them score goals in a winning effort. Gorillas back in action Saturday at Southwestern Oklahoma. And right now we have Brock Baldridge over at that Columbus-Colgan game. I was there, and you couldn't time it any worse, to where coin toss goes, teams are ready to take the field, and then, lightning delay, got to stop.
Safety first.
Yeah.
Watch out for those fans and those athletes, of course. We'll be right back. Kindergartners at Mark Twain Elementary in Carthage had a special visitor today. That's Johnny Appleseed himself, kind of, sort of. He shared stories with the kids and talked about how he traveled the country planting those apple trees. Johnny says the more animated this story, the better their reaction.
Reactions is phenomenal. The kids' reactions are phenomenal. Just to see the magic in the eyes, especially the littles, when they actually think the real Johnny Appleseed just walked out, and just seeing their reactions in the stories and the reactions just to all the big, imaginary things that are happening right in front of them. It's pretty special.
Who knew Johnny Appleseed wore a pot on his head? I'm learning something right here tonight. Actually, Johnny Appleseed Day is next Thursday, September 26th. But, the guy gets around, a little advanced promotion.
Yeah.
A lot of people got some rain tonight, not everybody.
Yeah, it was mainly Kansas and Oklahoma who got most of the rain tonight. But I'm hoping by the time we get to Monday morning, everybody's going to get some beneficial rain. Still hot tomorrow, near record highs once again.
But it'll cool off soon enough. Final sports note.
The Jets beat the Patriots tonight in the NFL, and Isaiah Davis, 2020 grad of Joplin High School, gets his first NFL carries.
Wow, good for him. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m., and let's make it a great tomorrow.